here because we are now joined by Killer Wolf. And please, you better save us. You're on the clock, buddy. You better do a better job than Tyler Rock and Adonis Felios did. So, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. It's nice to meet you, Tom Bryce, for the first time. What questions you got for me?
Well, we're going to certainly get to them, and you better be good on these questions. I'm going to tell you straight up. First question, though, for you is obviously, all kidding aside, is for those that are listening and watching here on Sportswire Radio, and what got you into wrestling?
Just watching WWE, watching Rey Mysterio for the longest, and watching Sin Cara, and them two been my biggest superstars since then. I grew up and just kept learning as I
You
grow.
look like you look like you might be related to a Sin Cara, or let's say a Super Crazy, or certainly Rey Mysterio. Obviously, is the big talk in the wrestling world because, well, his son Dominic seems to want a match with him, and then on top of that, he got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame yesterday, and he's the first active wrestler, I think, technically since Ric Flair to get that feat. But certainly, are you related to any of these wrestlers, or am I missing something?
I'm not related, but I wish I was. I wish I
All
was.
right, well, you so far you seem like you might have some promise here, and I got some comments here. Our guest that just came on a few minutes ago, Tyler Wolf, says, "Killer Wolf, I'm coming for you. Hope to see you in the ring." Killer Wolf reminds me of Prince Puma in the ring. Love that energy. I like you right now. You got some energy, and
Oh yeah.
why do you have so much energy that makes you maybe have a certain drive and motivation that maybe people are going to be keeping an eye on you, I think, in Wrestling Championship Entertainment this season?
Well, I'm ready for the season to open up. I'm ready to face any opponents that come my way, climb the mountain, and hopefully and officially verse Craven Rage.
All right, now you're like the umpteenth wrestler that has called out Craven Rage. Why are you different than literally everybody else that's called him out?
As a luchador and learning how to do stuff in ring and outside the ring, I don't do no talk, I just do.
All right, well, you know what? I'll give you that much, but I got one piece of advice. Take off the watch when you wrestle Craven Rage, because Craven
Oh,
Rage, when he wrestles you, he's going to want that watch. I just got a feeling on that. But I mean, I have to ask you, okay, so I give you that. You are a luchador. You've got a style. We all love to see the luchadors. No question about that. But I mean, what Craven Rage has done in Wrestling Championship Entertainment has been no doubt,
phenomenal.
it's extraordinary. I mean, wrestlers from other companies. We even have a guy, Skulls, who's a soul collector from the EWF that wants a piece of Craven Rage. So, I mean, how are you going to be able to prove yourself, though, other than the luchador style, that you're a guy that deserves a crack at it? I mean, listen, Kodak Kid, who we're going to have an announcement on in a few minutes. I mean, Kodak Kid still, we don't know his timetable when he returns to the ring. And look at what Craven Rage did to him. I mean, how are you going to be different?
Um, Counter every attack that he does.
So, how much tape have you watched from Craven Rage?
A lot. I've been studying him since WC even started. Got to introduce from Mason Black about this company, and he showed me videos, highlights. Most definitely just looking at the matches itself.
Okay, all right. So you know what? We'll see about that. And we've got a couple more comments here. Let's say, remember, Tom, soul collectors come from California for a shot at Craven. And that's my point. That's my point here, is that we have people from all over the place that want a shot at Craven Rage. Craven Rage now, I mean, he's the champion. I mean, everybody talks about Roman Reigns, but I would say it's Craven Rage is the champion. That is
Yeah.
the rage against the machine. So there's
Right.
no question that everybody wants a piece. He's now the all-out WCE champion.
Oh
He's not just a champion. He's the all-out champion now. We saw the belts and we
yeah.
saw all of that. So you might have to prove yourself a little bit first. But James Marshall says, from what I've seen last season, fine-tune your skills and you will go places. What do you say to that advice from James Marshall, who's obviously been at the top of the mountain here? He was our interstate openweight
Wow.
champion. And go ahead, jump in.
Well, all I gotta say, I'm gonna take that advice to heart. Work hard, dedicate, stay focused, clear-minded, and any opponents that come my way, face them and move on.
All right, I have to ask you a question for those that are listening and watching, especially those that are hearing from you the first time, especially some people like Anastasia Riznia from the state of California, not related to Skulls, by the way, who's a soul collector from another part of California. But I have to ask the Captain Obvious dumb question, Killer Wolf. How do you wrestle with that mask on when it looks like you have those eyes covered? How are you able to pull off all those different moves that you do in the ring? When you have a mask, it almost looks like it shields your eyes. I mean, I have to ask the Captain Obvious question there.
um, let's see. I can see. I
You
can
can
see.
say.
I can
So
see.
the other wrestlers, though, can't see your eyes, but you can see them. Is that what you're telling us?
They can't see me, but I can see them.
So almost like John Cena, you can't see me almost with the five knuckle shuffle. Well, it looks like you might be able to pull off a five knuckle shuffle. And when it comes to wrestling championship entertainment, I got the fact that you won Craven Rage. You're certainly shooting your shot. You're calling your shot, no question about it. I don't blame you. You come on here for the first time. But I mean, what are your goals here, though, in this company this season?
My goals is to work hard, dedicate myself to, show people and fans how, difficult it is in ring, out of ring, earn everybody's respect, and climb the mountain, being able to team up with different wrestlers, and hopefully, my like the returning of Kodak Kid, I'll see him down the line. Pretty sure I'm hoping that I'll be able to verse him for the first time. It's
Well,
too.
yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, speaking of Kodak Kid, because you're the second wrestler in a row that has referenced Kodak Kid.
I respect.
Kodak, absolutely. And we respect him here. And I said this before at the top of the show with Zero Deus that actually I think the second biggest WC interview in Sportswire history is with Kodak Kid in terms of viewership. And speaking of that, Kodak Kid is coming back live Monday night on Sportswire Radio, and he's going to talk about his injury status and how he's recovering. So we're going to hear from Kodak Kid, the picture of perfection, once again on Sportswire Radio and all of our platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, Twitter at Thomas Price 2017. The audio version at sportnarium.com/player. So maybe Killer Wolf, I'll have to ask Kodak Kid about what you have just said about him, maybe wanting him in the ring if he comes back this season and maybe even teaming with him. So maybe I'll ask you, Mr. Killer Wolf, to Kodak Kid.
Um, I really want to team up with him as two high flyers. I think we could pull off the best tag team in WCE history. And if we ever go one on one, toe to toe, two high flyers, win or lose, still respect at the end of the day.
How important is that for you to show respect to your other wrestlers so far? How important is that to show respect?
Respect is not given, it's earned. And I learned that from my pops that passed away back in February in 2021.
I'm so sorry about that. You're the second out of three wrestlers we've had. Well, four, but two of the last three have said their father passed away recently. Adonis Felios his father passed away last year, April 15th. And what did your father mean to you?
He meant a lot. He always told me as a kid, stay strong, keep your head up, stay focused and open-minded. And I took that, to heart. As being a kid, you never know what you can accomplish in life. But for me, showing him that I can accomplish a lot of things really helped me out a lot.
Was he a fan of you going into wrestling?
Yes, he was.
Do you have extra motivation this season to kind of show him? I know he's watching down, he's smiling and seeing what you're doing, being with us here live all around the world and hearing people hear you for the first time. But do you have extra motivation to kind of, in his memory, kind of accomplish things that he would have liked to have seen you do, no doubt?
Uh, the one thing that he really wanted to see me do is a frog splash off the top turnbuckle.
So
A frog splash off the top turnbuckle, I will most definitely fall that off.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got my interest. I'll tell you what, you got my interest here in terms of what we're going to expect from you. And certainly, I think you're going to be a big part of things here at Luck of the Draw and certainly the rest of the season here. I mean, you got to be really fired up right now because
Oh yeah,
I think you're one of the guys, you and Zero, I think, are the guys that I think people are going to keep an eye on for different reasons. I think Zero because he's kind of made his claim about how Mark Packer's disrespected him. He's aligned himself with Nicholas Cranston. You're going the other way. You're talking about a show of respect. You're talking about showing to use your skills to go out there and kind of put yourself out there. And I mean, you got to be really fired up right now. You might be one of the guys I think that's going to go kind of maybe go and really put themselves in, and maybe we will see you at the end of the season
oh
challenge
yeah.
Craven Rage. So you got to be real fired up right now. I got to think.
I am. Season's coming up, snow melting, and gotta think about it. I'm been pumped up, been looking at the calendar. I'm like, I'm waiting patiently.
Listen, we're all waiting because you know what? Not for nothing. I think I just said this with Adonis Felios, and it just feels like yesterday that we were talking about the end of the season, and now we're going to talk about the beginning of this season. And it feels like we've been talking about it month after month and week after week, and we're all ready to go here. It's so funny because I know you're out in the Midwest and we're here in New York, and winter's been so warm for us, but now all of a sudden, like the last 10 days, it's been windy, it's been cold, it's been rainy, and it's like, I just want to get ready for WC. I just want to get ready for Luck of the Draw. I just want to get ready to see Killer Wolf out there. I just want to get ready to see Darkfire, Craven Rage, Nicholas Crenson, Catalyst, Zero Deus, everybody, Sean Jovi, the resident rock star. Everybody out there. I mean, is there one wrestler from afar that you just want to watch and say, you know what? I just want to watch his work. I just want to soak up what he does in the ring. I know you said Craven Rage. I know you said Kodak Kid. But is there anybody else, Mr. Killer Wolf, that you want to watch from afar and kind of pick up on what they do in the ring?
Rey Mysterio made it to the Hall of Fame of 2023. Constantly will continue to watch him and watch some of his old matches against Eddie Guerrero. I respect Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio, especially if you
619. That's the POD, the famous POD song. I mean, so go ahead, jump in.
And not only that, but this season I'm hitting the Three Amigos.
Ooh, oh, you know what? Well, I haven't heard anybody say that in a long time to use that move. We were talking, and that's a long time I've heard that. In fact, I think I was listening to a podcast, and it might have been Paul Heyman was on one. This would be about, it must have been like 4 or 5 years ago before the Bloodline. He was talking about the fact that the original plans in ECW was actually to put the ECW World Championship on Eddie Guerrero, and he had referenced the Three Amigos. And so, I mean, we have to see. We'll have to see if Killer Wolf can do that. Also, I have a comment here from somebody. I want Killer Wolf to get the championship belt, and I will hope he will do this very good. When you get a comment like that, what does that mean to you?
Since my fiance is showing me love in the chat right now.
What does your fiance mean to you? Say hello to your fiance. Obviously, your better half.
Fiance, I'm gonna say I love you. Thank you for the support, the love, and I will bring it home.
All right. Well, you know what? You got some fire. You got some energy. Adonis Felios says WCE is the whirlwind. It is definitely a whirlwind. And Adonis Felios, next time you got to improve that audio because I was having a lot of feedback issues with you. But this time, Killer Wolf, he's definitely did us right. And he's going to be hungry like the wolf that Duran Duran famously sang, which you can hear in a Grand Theft Auto game. So he's got some fire. I like him. So I want to give you the floor in terms of, obviously, we have some people that are listening and watching for the first time. And, I mean, what do you want to say to anybody right now tonight, whether it's on Sportswire Radio, whether it's those in the back, whether it's fans of WCE or anybody else in general? What do you want to say to them right now?
What I got to say is, anybody in the locker room, I hope y'all ready for the Three Amigos, for the Frog Splash, and climbing that mountain. Even if I had to get through all y'all just to climb the mountain, I will. As it stands, I got fans to make happy. And I don't listen to the backstage. I don't listen to the locker room. It's the fans that I listen to. They come to watch and see the best matches in the world. For me, showing love to not only fans but to the people. And like The Rock says, the people is champ. He listens to the people. John Cena listens to people. Rey Mysterio listens to people. Give the fans what they want.
Well, I'll tell you what. Some wrestlers say they do it for the money, they do it for the championships. But Killer Wolf, he's doing it for the fans. He's doing it for the people. And I think I learned one thing tonight on Sportswire Radio. We started off strong with Zero Deus. The middle was a little bumpy with a fork in the road, but we ended with a bang because we've learned that Killer Wolf is the guy to keep an eye on when it comes to wrestling championship entertainment. He's a guy that you're going to definitely want to watch. He's a guy you're going to want to definitely see what he brings to the table. And he's reasons why we are very, very excited about the beginning of the season coming up here. Luck of the draw for wrestling championship entertainment. So, Killer Wolf, you've definitely got some dance moves. You've got some wrestling ring moves that we'll certainly get to see. But I want to give you the floor now. Give you some closing thoughts and anything else you want to plug, share, say for us. And the floor is yours, my friend.
To all those that's watching, to the fans, to the millions of out there right now, appreciate y'all watching Tom Bryce show. Big shout out to Tom Bryce for having me here and being able to speak out. And for Eddie Guerrero, you already know what time it is. And I want to definitely shout out Rey Mysterio for making the 2023 Hall of Fame of WWE. Good job, my brother. You know, you earned it. You know, you've been in the ring longer, and you know a lot of people longer. You birthed a lot of people longer, and I learned from the best.
All right. Well, you know what? Certainly Killer Wolf. We'll see if he can do some things in the ring like Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. We're going to have to find out. And, of course, we love a Wrestling Championship Entertainment. We want everybody to follow them on Facebook at WCE Heat. Also, YouTube at WCE Heat. Also, WCEHeat.com for more information on Wrestling Championship Entertainment's opening of the season, which is going to come up here in April for Luck of the Draw. So I want to give a big shout out to everybody here that is supporting us in Wrestling Championship Entertainment. And Killer Wolf is almost, I think, like every other wrestler we've had on Sportswire that has said Rey Mysterio was a big influence. And that's why Rey Mysterio is an active wrestler going into the Hall of Fame. I've probably interviewed about 250 wrestlers in my career, and I would say the majority of them said Rey Mysterio, whether they were big or small or in between, said Rey Mysterio was their influence. My friend, I can't thank you enough. Congratulations. I look forward to watching you in the ring here for WC this season, and we'll see if some of the things you said you'll live up to them, and I certainly will ask Kodak Kid those questions Monday night about you, no doubt.
Thank you for having me. Thank y'all for watching, and thank you again for having me here. It's really a blessing and it's an honor.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. You heard from not one, not two, not three, but four wrestlers from Wrestling Championship Entertainment. To kick things off, we heard from Zero Deus, who's going to be in the ring here ready with an announced match at Luck of the Draw. We heard from the Drip King, the AIW World Heavyweight Champion, Adonis Felios, Tyler Ark, and Killer Wolf here. So these are four wrestlers you're going to keep an eye on this season, no doubt. My name, again, is the Reverend Tom Bryce. If you're on sportnarium.com/player, you'll go back to your regularly scheduled programming. We will be back also Monday night, 8 o'clock British Standard Time, with a double feature of Bentley and Disciple, who is the GTM and the Nonstop Action Wrestling World Champion. And then I will be back later Eastern and Central Time, evening time, with the Picture of Perfection, Kodak Kid. So thank you, everybody, here for tuning in on the number one global radio station that is Sports Wire Radio. Good night, everybody.